Yo, this is Grafx time. Check in. All right, bro. How y'all feeling, man?
Feeling
Yeah?
great, bro. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Like I was just saying before we got started, man, this has been a long time coming, bro. I've been kind of like thinking about this idea, plotting and everything for like since the summer. You know what I'm saying? I talked to you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I came over to Rome house.
bro.
We chopped it up and
Great
whatnot.
times.
So, bro, like we're finally here. So we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna jump right in.
Sir.
Let's just start off with telling a little about who you are, your artist name. You know what I'm saying? Just give us a little background rundown. We can start with you.
I can go first. All right.
Yeah.
So, I'm ALAUN DEONTE. I'm an artist, and under that, a producer, a designer, and a rapper. So, I started making music with the Camarilla, which includes myself, Rome the guy that's sitting right next to me, and Suave Dosto. And we've been making music since 2014. That's when a lot of this started. So
My name is Rome.
Yeah.
You know me as Rome the guy, R.T.G, Romeo Scorsese, a lot of stuff. But I do a lot of things under the umbrella of like media, anything, music, art. Try to dabble a little fashion, acting, stuff like that. Producing for sure. Yeah, I just like to be creative, man.
Yeah.
Use my creative juices to the best I can. Yeah.
Hey, man, I feel that. I feel like that's a kind of attitude that a lot of the new generation has, like that's coming up with us.
Exactly.
We're more of a generation that's less about being a one-trick pony and more of being an all-around rounded
And it's
player.
like, it's like they're more accessible now than back
Right.
then when we started.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier for the kids to do the stuff that we're doing now on a better scale. 'Cause,
Exactly.
Things are just moving at a faster rate.
Bro, I feel that I was conversating with somebody about that, and I've had a couple of conversations with different people about being a jack of all trades, and there's a lot of there's an old saying, where it's like if you're a jack of all trades but a master of none,
yeah.
and I think it's less nowadays. It's less of being a master and more so of being that puzzle piece that goes and is there at the right time in the right place. I don't think it's necessarily being a Michael Jackson anymore or being a Beyonce. Like you're the best in your field. And I think people still want to be the best in their field. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like nowadays people are more comfortable with not necessarily being a one-trick pony. They're you know what I'm saying, being known for one thing.
Right.
So I kind of want to talk a little bit about that. So let's I want to kind of get your just take on your approach to necessarily dealing with that with being like an artist who does multiple things. Staying focused is like one thing that I sometimes struggle with as an artist who is multifaceted. I do music, I do these interviews, I do fashion, and sometimes I find it hard to find ways to stay focused. So I just kind of want to just talk a little bit about that, kind of get y'all take on what you guys do and how you feel about staying focused on one thing and moving and whatnot when you being that way.
Focus thing really be an issue when you into a lot of things.
Yeah.
The way I approach it is like whatever I need to do to get the vision across, like out of my head to fruition, that's what I need to learn to do. Like if I can't reach out and get somebody else to do it for me, and I need that vision to be as crisp as it is in my head, then I got to do it myself.
Right.
And that means I got to learn how to do it, whatever it takes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And focus wise, it is hard when you into a lot of things because you don't know which one is like meant for you.
Yeah.
But it's like you just gotta see through your ideas, and whatever artistic thing you gotta reach for to finish it, you just gotta grab it.
Facts.
I feel like for the focus part, man, that's like the hardest thing as
Yeah.
an artist. You know what I'm saying? Especially like you say when you're doing a lot of things because you just don't know exactly what you want to pretty much channel most of your energy into. So for me, anything, I just try to at least meditate over that first before I get into it.
Yeah.
So that way, and then I try to take as much like negative energy around me that I'm dealing with. I try to just remove that first too before I get into it. So I'm in a better headspace when I go into it. So that's kind of like my focus.
Yeah. I feel that. I was having a conversation with an artist named True Death. Shout out to him. But I was having a conversation with him about that, and we was kind of talking, and that's where I got the idea that where we have to be puzzle pieces that go into, you know what I'm saying, the puzzle when we need it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a camera person that say, you know what I'm saying, I'm being that camera person.
Right.
I'm being the best camera person I could be.
One of my favorite scenes is get in where you fit in, bro. Like,
exactly.
You know,
yeah.
You can really just mold anywhere if you're like that.
Right.
And just being able to find your piece in the puzzle.
Facts. Yeah. Because it's one of those things where, like you said, it's so much easier to get to things. Right. Our access has grown, and you can't be the person to be like, this is only for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a lone wolf in this game. Exactly. Or I'll be a person to say, I'm gonna be a jack of all trades so I can do everything by myself. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about being a jack of all trades so you could do everything yourself, but more so you could be a person who's multifaceted, but also able to necessarily say, okay, I want this way. Like I want, like my dialect has to change. When I talk to camera people, I have to talk in a camera dialect.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Your IQ of that specific thing.
Exactly.
Even if it's something that you're not like into like that.
Yeah.
Being able to speak the language. Like you said.
Yeah, man. Sure. Like it's one of those things, it's like a language barrier that you have to get over. And also, like you were saying, perfecting those ideas. Yeah. I feel like even if you're not necessarily the person who's doing it, you should at least have some knowledge in it. Because that way when you're talking to the person, you can say like, oh, I want the camera angle to look like this.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You see that Spike Lee shot, like
like get that vision across.
I'm thinking the same way because like we do AV work, so like we do a lot of like concerts, events, and stuff like that. Yeah. But like knowing the equipment and the type of gear and stuff, like whenever we start doing our own big events, we'll be able to tell them exactly how we want our stuff to look, and
exactly,
speak
man.
that language with them without them being like, oh, he don't,
Yeah, he don't know what he's talking about. He lost. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because I always used to hate like coming into a place and like try to like necessarily connect with a person and like on the artist base who's like not doing the same thing I'm doing, and I say something to them and they kind of give me that smirk like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like, dang, like I feel almost like dumb just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, besides that pride and besides all those feelings, the greatest thing is I can tell them something and I can get my idea done one time through. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it won't be a one-time thing, but at the same time, I can get it done in lesser takes. I don't have to keep explaining something because we all know as artists that the steam of art can run out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if you're in the studio, you come in the studio, if you do too much walking around, too much setting up, plotting, putting together and everything, that steam that you had when you first came in is not going to be the same steam. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So you just need like a quick pace thing. So I think being a jack of all trades also helps with the process of the speed and everything. So yeah, man, we just want to keep the ball rolling and jump right into the next question, Brad, and just talk a little bit about the process. You know what I'm saying, man? I think a lot of the learning to be a jack of all trades comes from that process. And so I just want to get you guys kind of talk about your process and how you had to learn to trust and how you picked up these things and necessarily put that Batman belt on, you know what I'm saying, and had all the equipment and start to put different things on that belt. So let's talk about the process.
I'm gonna let you take that one first, man. You got a lot of projects out.
Like, are you talking about like from the start or what? Like,
just like your journey, man. Like I've journeyed into doing like, okay, so for instance, we realized that we're all a jack of all trades, but for me, I didn't come into filming, you know what I'm saying, just by filming. Like I came into filming through doing short films in high school, you know what I'm saying? And I picked up these things and I realized how they connect to my music, you know what I'm saying? And so I kept doing it, and I went to school for it. And then, now I'm at Media Tech. So like I realized I needed certain things on that journey, but I went a long way to get here. You know what I'm saying? I started at TJC.
For sure, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm here now. So I kind of just want to get your story, your process, and how y'all got to where you're at, like fashion and
So I'm gonna
everything.
say for me, I really like to be, I wanted to be in a movie when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So like I always wanted to do acting and shit. I tried to do acting in high school for the longest, it was a lot of trials and tribulations, but eventually I finally got through and was able to get on a few plays and do a lot of stage stuff, work on that. But at the same time, I had friends that was doing music, right? So I kind of was like, dang, this shit look kind of cool. I always was into making like beats and stuff too. So like I had FL. My cousin had gave me that probably like FL7,
Yeah.
long ass time ago. Now FL20 type shit.
Yeah.
But I started making beats, but then I kind of wanted to like see what I could do on the lyrical side. So one of my homies, so that's one of the dudes that created Camarilla with us.
Yeah.
He was just like, shit, send me something, and then I'll put you on tape.
Yeah.
So I sent him something, and he fucked with it, and everybody else did too. So that kind of gave me the battery in my back to keep doing the music thing, because it was just like people was like saying I was kind of good at it, and you know what I'm saying, supporting the shit. Like I would say organically, it was like I wasn't asking for nothing. People were just saying like shit kind of hard.
Yeah.
So that's why I started doing that. But I was still doing the acting thing too.
Mm-hmm.
But I say like right after I left high school, I stopped doing the acting. I went to UNT, and I still went with my bro. So we just was going hard on music, and that's where that's why I really started to go into that.
Yeah.
But I still never lost my love for acting. So now I'm still doing that. But I would say that's kind of where how I got to that. And I went to Media Tech too. I got love UNT.
Yeah.
I came here and I learned pretty much a lot of the shit you do in the studio, and like all the music, legal shit, all the, technical, everything. So I say I just started getting everything step by step, kind of.
Yeah. What made you realize, or what made you want to go to Media Tech?
When I went to UNT and that shit wasn't working out for me, and my mom was telling me I had to go to work and go to school, and I ain't really like working in warehouses and shit like that. So I was like, I'm gonna go to school, but I'm gonna go to school for something that I actually want to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's why I came here.
Facts. What about you? What got you started? How you get into music? How you got into fashion? Kind of tell us a little about the process.
So like I always thought everything you was into, like growing up, was for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason you gravitate towards those things. So like when I first started noticing, first thing I was into was like skating at a real young age, like probably about 4th grade is when I first started doing that shit. And then obviously that's around the time you start liking music, like you start remembering your first songs. Like,
Yeah.
I remember the first song I remembered the words to was Nelly, Hot in Here. I know that's funny, but like thing about it is though, Neptune's made that beat, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So like I realized certain stuff stuck out to me. And then as I got older, like high school, I would watch videos on like music production and stuff like that. I started kicking it with Jerome, and I mean, I've always been friends with Swab Belster, but me and Rome started making music together even. And at the time, I wasn't even making music. Let me not say that. I was trying to do the cover arts for Camarilla, which at the time was R.T.G and Swab Belster.
Yeah.
So, and a couple of other people that aren't in Camarilla anymore. But at the time, I was really just trying to soak in the energy because I knew these guys was onto something. Like,
yeah.
At the time, you could even ask people around. Like, niggas was making some slight noise doing what they was doing.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to be involved. And like, one day they got me to rap on a song that we was on, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
As far as music goes, with the fashion and everything, I was always into clothes and shit. Like, I always wanted to have my own vision on what like is tight, because I know that a lot of stuff that people gravitate towards too is really just picked by the tastemakers. So I always wanted to have my say in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just started realizing the time has to be now. Like, I have to make the time to make it happen. Here we are.
Yeah, man. I noticed a lot in both of your stories and about your backgrounds and how you got started and everything. Then the one thing I noticed is that you didn't start there, that someone brought you in, or you started in a different place.
Yeah.
You started making cover art, and you know what I'm saying, your friend you know what I'm saying, brought you on, you know what I'm saying?
Really, bro. Shout out Swap those two, bro.
Yeah, big shout out.
But you know, it's crazy is like, you didn't know that. You had to kind of trust that. So I kind of want to move to that, like trusting that process. Like how important it is trusting that process.
It's very important, bro. Cause
Vital.
Like, your own you literally your own parents, bro, will tell you like this shit is dumb. You
Yeah.
don't need to be doing this, but like you literally like they don't know exactly what's going on in your headspace.
Literally.
So like you literally just gotta have trust in yourself. Like I can do this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all you got.
Yeah.
I use that and faith in God, bro. Literally to just guide me through life.
Hey man, that's all you really need, bro.
Straight up.
Hey man, and with that, we're gonna move right into the next thing. We talked about trusting the process, bro. We talked about the process. We talked about being a jack of all trades, bro. And I kind of just want to go into, you know, you mentioned, you know, y'all are starting to make a little noise. Kind of just talk a little bit about that. Getting your first taste of success. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the steam that has to come after that of keeping going and keeping pushing.
That is the steam, bro.
That's like the affirmation
Yeah.
that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're doing it for the love, when you know people holding you back up, like they fucking with that shit, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Really.
So how do you keep steam when you don't have it? Let's talk about that. Let's move in that direction then.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's when you go back to the time, like, you know what I'm saying? You remember those good days. Like, I still, what kind of keep me going, because it's like, I made a song called High Tech.
Yeah.
And I remember I was performing it and people was literally singing that at the shows. So it's like, I still think about those times. So it's like, that's driving me because I know I can do it again.
Yeah.
And better even.
Yeah.
And I remember I made that song, bro. I tell everybody, like, literally, bro. I came home from TCC one day for lunch, and I was just like, I want to make a song, and I made that hoe. And next thing you know,
that was slap.
It went up. So.
Bro, that hoe did slap, bro. Because even in where I was at in Tyler, there was a couple of people that I played it for once, and like a couple of years later, they was bumping it or like singing word for word, bro. And then they was going crazy. It was like R.T.G, bro. Bro. Yeah, man.
That's the great thing about music, bro. You can just connect with different people, literally all across the world.
Yeah. So let's that kind of just brings us into the next kind of like question. I don't really like the whole thing of questions because I don't look at this as an interview. That's first off. First off, I said this in another interview. I look at this as conversation.
For sure.
Because at the end of the day, when people come and watch this, I don't want people to come into my page and watching an interview or watching an artist, because there's a perception they have when it comes to interviews. I want them to come as an artist to look at this and get gems from it. You know what I'm saying? I want them to sit down like, I got a question I want to ask, and then they swipe over and they see the question being answered by an artist who's actually doing it. Right. The 16, the 17, the 15-year-old kid who's in high school trying to figure it out. This is what I'm making it for. So I don't look at these as interviews. I do look at them as conversations. So I want to kind of talk about what music means to y'all. And you know what I'm saying? And we talked about the love and the steam that you get in not having it. Right. So, but also I feel like it has to do with that meaning. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to just get that from you, with the meaning of music. What does it mean to you?
I say for me, bro, it's therapy.
Yeah.
Just like working down. It's like, I ain't worried about nothing else but right now, what I'm doing right now. Yeah. So like, for me, it's like I wouldn't even have to even drop no more music, but I'll still make it just to keep my sanity. Yeah. You know, that's how it is to me. Yeah. I just love making music. I feel them
completely. Like, it's a whole nother language. You know what I'm saying? And as he said, it's therapy. Music can get people through shit that regular words can't. You know what I'm saying? It has a certain power in it, and you got to approach it as such. Yeah. And when you do that, you just see it come back to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it goes also the hand-in-hand thing where people are starting to realize that art and music is way more important than they give credit to. I just give me a little take. It just take me down. I want to see your mental on the art and everything.
I say like back then it was looked as more like a luxury type, leisure type thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But now people are literally making it their lifestyle. So like you can't ignore that. You know, that's literally who someone is.
Right.
You know. So
it's more of a lifestyle thing than necessarily this thing on the side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a side anymore. It's a main tray. You know what I'm saying? It's a main entree now. It's a steak. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that we need. Like even when you look at visuals and things people bring in artists.
You know, even in this complex we're in right now, bro. Like,
yeah.
90% of the people are doing something artistic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If not 100%, you know?
Exactly. So, and even if they're not doing something artistic, they're talking to somebody about something artistic to forward their thinking. Because you can't come with just the basic anymore, the basic dry run thing anymore. You have to have that little creative seasoning on there. You know what I'm saying? Salt Bay. You know what I'm saying? On some shit, bro. But bro, we're gonna keep moving, bro. I got a couple more questions I want to get to. Let's talk about the thoughts moving forward, future thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I'm 24. You're y'all around the same age as me. I don't know your age. I was about to say it. I was like, I'm
turning 24.
24. Okay, so we're all 24, bro, and we're more now in a time in a space where trying to find a career, trying to find stability. So being an artist and trying to find that stability, like how do you do that?
I look at it like it's me versus myself. Like, I have to pull out of me the means to be able to eat off of what I'm creating. Yeah. And it's doable because the other people are doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's anything that's meant for it wasn't gonna be easy. Like anything that's gonna be that great, otherwise everybody would have their own thing going. So you gotta persevere with that shit. Yeah. But like,
figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
Most importantly, like what I'm doing right now might not work for everybody else, but what somebody else might be doing might not work for me. So
exactly.
Yeah. You just never know.
You gotta find your thing, mainly.
Yeah. Find what keeps you beating, keeps you going. And I feel that, and I think that's something that I'm finding more and more as an artist growing into this is finding my heartbeat, finding what keeps me pushing, finding what sparks me to go create that next song. Right. So I want to know what's for the future. You know what I'm saying? We talked a little bit about what keeps you going for the future. But what you got planned? You know, any projects up and coming? Anything?
A lot of music.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very bright. More multimedia content for sure.
For sure.
I'm working on a project right now currently, but it's definitely gonna be more than just music coming.
Yeah.
I want to get people right.
I'm trying to channel my energy back into the acting thing too.
Yeah.
So I might be in a little bit more short films just to build my reels up so I can do bigger things, you know.
Hey. Ain't no metronome? Whoa. Yeah. Right. Hey, Your road to resting in vitamins. I'm hella spent and stuff it like you intelligent. It's heaven sent, I sent you at least a paragraph. Hella smacked, embrace it because you in it that. You in it that, your road to resting in vitamins. I'm hella spent and stuff it like you intelligent. It's heaven sent, I sent you at least a paragraph. Hella smacked, embrace it because you in it that. You in it that, I woke up next to my dirty Vans. That's in advance, a sidestep in the minivan. We going in space, type where you wanna go. This episode is brought to you by not going home. We on our own, she toe touching no stretch pants. Do your dance, I run this shit off my iPhone. I'm charged up, you caught me and I got charged up. It's bad luck, you pop a one and forget about it. Forget about it, I wonder if you could live without it. Just a question, but if I was guessing, you stronger than niggas' credit. I get it. Yeah. Your road to rest in my vitamins. I'm hella spent and stuff it like you intelligent. It's heaven sent, I sent you at least a paragraph. Hella smacked, embrace it because you in it that. You in it that. Yeah. Oh yeah, and world.
I can hear him. Is that good?
I think so.
All right.
Camera rolling here.
What's it called? They had. Yeah,
Alright. Yes, sir.
I've been getting right with myself, I've been pacing. Eating good, more aware, everyday shit. And it's still everything in moderation. This the type of dough you can't make in a day shift. This the type of dough that switch the conversation. I'm talking off the block, the private location. Pedal to the floor, no I am not racing. Always in a rush, still working on my patience. Steady working on my patience. She say I'm a born star, now I gotta start gazing. They say money talk shit, that's my only language. Money gon' revolve, never let that money change you. I done seen it all, watch friends turn strangers. Back against the wall, but I never hit the pavement. I been getting guap, they ain't ask me how my day went. Hope he got it all, cause he know I got the stainless. Nigga get popped if he ever try to stain me. And when the angels call, just know you won't be nameless. And it's okay to fall, just know it won't be painless. I've been getting right with myself, I've been pacing. Eating good, more aware, everyday shit. And it's still everything in moderation. This the type of dough you can't make in a day shift. This the type of dough that switch the conversation. I'm talking off the block, the private location. Pedal to the floor, no I am not racing. Always in a rush, still working on my patience. Steady working on my patience. Still ripping it, running, look up them like what a day went. Give thanks to the Lord, I can count up all these faces. I remember days I ain't have enough to pay rent. I ain't had no lights, so I used to bust a grade shift. I'm not politicking, not I'm cool, I'm not no racist. I just keep it G and you can miss me with that fake shit. Circle been small, this pandemic ain't changed shit. I can count on one hand the niggas that I hang with, and that's on the game. And that's on the game. Run the hood back one more time. Let's go. Hey, I've been getting right with myself. I've been pacing. Eating good, more aware, everyday shit. And it's still everything in moderation. This the type of dough you can't make in a day shift. This the type of dough that switch the conversation. I'm talking off the block, the private location. Pedal to the floor, no I am not racing. Always in a rush, still working on my patience.